What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fisher Hex. Appreciate you stopping in. Today's video is more or less a lesson learned. I want to share the mistakes that I've made in this hobby with you guys in hopes that I can guide you guys in the right direction. Now, even though I teach you guys how to be successful, I still make mistakes. It is what it is. We're all human. Things happen, right? So I'm going to share this mistake with you in hopes that you can just avoid it, and it's very easy to avoid, trust me. Now, there are 5 water parameters that you need to test to be successful in a reef tank, and that is calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, temperature, and salinity. Now, to be honest with you guys, I usually only test my DKH, which is my alkalinity, once a week with the Hannah checker because it takes like 2 minutes and I just get it done and move on with my life. 9 out of 10 times my calcium is also in a good range based on the fact that the way my dosing method is with equal parts of calcium and alkalinity. You can check out my dosing videos to see how I do all that, but basically if my alkalinity is in a good range, so isn't my calcium. It's just how it is. Now, the Apex takes care of the salinity and the temperature consistently, but I do test salinity still because the pH probes on the Apex are known to be very wrong based on just getting bubbles on the sensor. So with that being said, guys, that leaves magnesium. Now, magnesium is part of the 3 main, I guess you can call them elements. It's calcium, alkalinity, magnesium. Now, the relationship between those 3 are there's enough magnesium in the water to keep calcium and alkalinity separated from each other so they don't precipitate out of the water and cause fluctuations, and makes it very difficult to keep the calcium and alkalinity stable when you have low magnesium. Now, I went ahead and tested that after seeing some things that happened in my reef tank. Basically, I was at 1,120 parts per million, which is pretty damn low. That's definitely not within range. And to be honest with you guys, the last time I tested magnesium was the beginning of June, and we are at the end of September. So that was stupidity on my part. I know I should have been taking care of it all this time, but, you know, lesson learned. I just figured maybe I was, you know, because I was dosing on a daily basis. I dose 1 milliliter automatically every day, and I just thought, hey, it'd be fine. It's in, you know, it's in a good range. There wasn't any issues. Well, I was definitely wrong, and basically, guys, the mangroves that I added to the display refugium weren't doing well, and they're known to use a lot of magnesium to just, you know, be alive in general. And so I was like, well, I just figured I had low nutrients, so they weren't growing anyways. But the reality is my magnesium was really, really low, so that just contributed to the fact that they weren't doing well. Now, the other thing that happened is I usually don't do this, but I tested my alkalinity one day, and then I tested it the very next day just because I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I didn't even think to test magnesium because I'm that dense sometimes. And basically what it is, it went from the first day, it was a 9.6, which is pretty normal for me, and then it went to 8.2 the next day. That's a huge issue. I've never had fluctuations like that, and consequently I lost a coral, which you probably can't see because the video is probably too dark. But this was a cat's paw. It was down here at the bottom right hand side, and I lost that. It bleached out one day and died, and the reason why is because I usually dose the majority of my 2-part at night to help balance pH. Now, basically I was dosing all that 2-part, and then when the daytime came along, I wasn't dosing anymore, and it just precipitated out and then had a huge fluctuation, consequently killing off that coral. Now, luckily, this was the only coral that was really impacted. I do know that the bird's nest on the far left side up top was turning brown a little bit on the tips, but I moved the power head, so I thought it was maybe just the power head was continually blowing on the colony, not paying attention to it. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm still not sure. It seems to have come back to normal. Anyways, I lost 1 coral colony, which, you know, wasn't that big. It's about the size of, a little bit bigger than a golf ball, but it's still dead and it didn't need to die. It could have been easily prevented by testing the water parameters. Now, guys, it's unfortunate, but what I recommend you guys do is test everything, if you can, every 2 weeks at minimum. Test every one of those 5 water parameters: calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, salinity, and temperature. If you don't have an Apex, test it more frequently. Just test the water parameters, because trust me, you're going to need to do it. All right, guys, well, that was it for this video. I don't want to ramble too much for you. I hope you enjoyed at least seeing the tank. I'm trying to work off this camera so I can get some better color out of this whole settings situation, because I just can't seem to get it working right. Either way, guys, like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Peace.